back to the Home Cringe Show. I'm your host, Katie Shahan, and today we are talking energy conservation. Our user-submitted Home Cringe moment is actually myself. I turned on my sprinkler system, and there was a kink in the line, and so that caused a leak in the pipe. And I left them on, and I came back, and my backyard was flooded, and I got this really nice $400 water bill. And I said, okay, I'm done with my sprinklers. So, lesson learned from that one. Anytime you're running energy, whether it's your sprinklers or your dishwasher or even your washing machine, just keep an eye on it and be cognizant of an opportunity for water to go where it's not supposed to go. Well, today we are talking with our good friend Mark at Xcel Energy. And Mark is going to chat with us about Home Energy Squad and some of the rebate programs that are offered through Xcel Energy here in the Twin Cities. Good morning, Mark. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Katie. Thank you. I'm very well. And yourself?
Oh, hanging in there.
That's fun.
All right. So at the beginning of our show, we always like to do a fast pitch where we put 1 minute on the clock and we get to know our guest for the day. So, Mark, are you ready for some questions?
Fire away.
All right. How long have you been on the Xcel Energy team?
36 years.
That's nothing to blink at. What's your favorite fall activity?
My wife and I have a garden, and we like to can, so we're doing a lot of canning recently. And but otherwise, I enjoy hockey. I play hockey year-round, so that's my exercise. Do you prefer LED or
incandescent lighting?
Oh, definitely LEDs. In fact, incandescents are actually illegal to manufacture in the United States now. But yeah, LEDs are far more efficient, generate a lot less heat, and last much longer than incandescents.
Do you have any interesting animal or insect stories in your history with Xcel?
With Xcel? Oh, boy. Not that I can think of. I wasn't a meter reader who had dog encounters on occasion, but I can't say I do.
I love that. Perfect. All right. So that was our minute of getting to know Mark. And I agree with you about LEDs versus incandescent. Nothing is worse than the summertime and you are cooking and it's already hot in the kitchen and your lights are beating down on you and you say, wow, it is time to upgrade to some LEDs. All right, so the next part of our show is one of my favorites. So we heard about my Home Cringe moment today. Now we get to hear about Mark. Have your customers experienced a Home Cringe moment?
Well, I can think of one kind of unique situation where a customer called in and was concerned that he thought his bill was much higher than normal. And, of course, we get those calls on occasion. And, it was in the winter and so you certainly wasn't running air conditioning or things like that. But we did our normal checks, checked the meter, checked some other things, and all of our equipment was fine. And a month later, the customer calls back and apologizes to me and saying, yeah, I went out to my shed to do some work, and he left the space heater on. So the space heater was running in his shed for 4 to 6 weeks before he went back out there to figure it out.
So he had a similar moment to mine where we leave something going and where you definitely quote, pay for it later.
You certainly had green grass for a time.
Yes, I did. But I wasn't heating the neighborhood like your guy was.
Right. Well, it was just a shed, but still must have been a shed.
All right. So let's get into the good stuff. So I'm a big fan on saving money. And so Xcel has some rebate programs. And I'm also a big fan on conserving energy, even bigger. So tell us a little bit about the Home Energy Squad and what you guys do at Xcel.
So the Home Energy Squad really helps homeowners understand their electrical usage in their home. Customers can sign up for this service at xcelenergy.com. They can call our customer service number at 800-895-4999. And we have, our team will explain the program to them. Income qualified customers may qualify for a free audit, but we will send out a energy audit professional. They'll install some LED light bulbs, likely a energy efficient shower head, and things like that. Give you tips on insulation, maybe do some window caulking and things like that. Give you all kinds of tips and helping you understand where your energy use is coming from and steps you can take to minimize it.
Wow, so they actually do work on your, quote, work on your house during their auditing process.
They do. They will actually make changes. And of course, if the homeowner wouldn't want one or more of those, they wouldn't do them. But they could certainly leave the light bulbs with them. And but sometimes if it's an older homeowner, maybe they just want us to put the light bulb in for them. But obviously not too difficult. But we're happy to help customers and give them a real comprehensive look to understand, where those big energy users are in the house and how they can change those appliances to operate more efficiently.
Great. And then even the caulking, that sounds like every time as a real estate agent, whenever there's an inspection, usually some type of caulking comes up. So that's really cool that you guys provide that service as well. I mean, obviously it's not the whole house they're going to do work on. They're just doing it in specific areas. Right?
Right. And then, customers can take a more comprehensive approach and they can do what's called a blower door study. So this is where they install a large fan and create a large negative air pressure in the house. And they can go around with what's called a little smoke gun leaks. And customers can, they help them give an idea of where they are seeing, leaks and how to seal those up.
Oh, very interesting. How long does an audit or something like the blower install take? Is that like a all-day thing or a couple hours?
Oh, I would think a couple hours. Definitely not an all-day thing.
Very cool. So they can just call that phone number that you mentioned. What was that phone number again?
800-895-4999, or, of course, at xcelenergy.com.
That's so cool. So we've talked a little bit about the home energy audit, and then I can also do things like if I have older windows or I need to add insulation to my attic or my walls. You guys, is there like a rebate program for those?
Yes, and the Home Energy Squad auditor would be able to help you with that. So there could be some programs that help customers add insulation, especially income qualified customers. But yeah, those are options they can tell you. If older homes may not, we certainly didn't insulate homes years ago like we do today. In your attic, it may show if somebody in that does go into the attic and see you don't have adequate insulation. You can certainly add insulation, and there may be a rebate for that. Correct. Very
cool. All right. And then my last question to you, as we're getting close on time here, is you guys have a call before you dig program, correct?
We do. Well, and that's actually more of a nationwide or a state program. So yes, and safety is paramount. So anytime you're going to dig in your yard, whether it's a tree, you're going to put in a fire pit, sprinkler system, it doesn't matter. This is a free service. You call 211, I can't even think of 511, I think it is. No, that's the road. Sorry, I don't even know that. You call before you dig. You go for state one call. And I don't have the number in front of me, but yes, you call. This is a free service, and they will mark all utilities in your yard. So if natural gas, if you have buried electric lines, cable TV, telephone, things like that, all of those will get marked. It's a free service. It's the right thing to do. You just need to call 48 hours in advance, and those lines will get marked in the area that you're digging, and you can make sure you perform your work safely.
So here's a random question. I am checking out at the grocery store or the do-it-yourself store, and I see these landscaping lights, and I'm like, that looks really cool. I want to install landscaping lights, and all I have to do is put this little peg down 3 or 4 inches into my lawn. I need to also call for something like that?
You should definitely call. It's actually a state law. Yep. Always err on the side of caution, and safety is paramount. And you wouldn't want to interrupt your internet service if you happen to damage your communication line. And how would people watch your show if we cut the cable?
That's a good answer. I love that. All right. And then tell me one more. You guys also have a program that you guys are working with to convert away from fossil fuels. Can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
So, we are the leading energy transition utility in the country. We were the first utility in the country to announce a 100% carbon-free vision by 2050. We are retiring coal plants. We're adding renewables, energy storage projects, all while we're making this to decarbonize our fleet. And, beyond energy, we certainly believe in strengthening our communities. We give back to the places that we live, work, and play, and whether we're offering economic development support or simply volunteering to help customers in need. We just completed our annual Day of Service project last week, 2 weeks ago. And across all 8 states, we did hundreds of thousands of volunteers across all 8 states doing a variety of projects in our communities. So very proud of the work we do.
Definitely. And I'm proud that we have a utility in Minneapolis that's serving us and invested in our future, too. All right.
And we're right there.
Well, thanks,
We're not
Mark.
waiting for the future to happen. We're creating it.
I love that. All right. Thanks, Mark, for being on our show. And coming up after we hear from our sponsors is insulation. So we are going to have a home service pro on that talks about how to insulate, and maybe you can qualify for some of these great rebates. Thanks again, Mark. When it comes to the ever-important task of home maintenance, the struggle to keep everything organized is real. Are you grappling with a jumble of receipts and invoices in that messy drawer of yours? Or perhaps they're scattered through old emails and making it all too easy to lose track. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is Katie Shahan, and I've developed the perfect solution, the Yarlo app. Picture this, an app that sweeps away the chaos and brings order to your home management woes. Yarlo is your free ticket to seamless organization of all things related to home maintenance, improvements, and even those ambitious remodeling projects. With just a few taps, you can effortlessly input receipts and warranty details, ensuring that every piece of vital information is right at your fingertips. I invite you to step into the future of home management. Throw away the paper and join the paperless revolution. Download the Yarlo app or visit yarlo.com today. That's YARLOW.
North Base Construction, great service from the ground up. Roofing, storm damage, and siding. Call the pros at North Base. A hands-on approach, advice and consulting. Our attention to detail makes the difference. Visit online at northbaseconstruction.com. North Base Construction, great service from the ground up.
If you're an empty nester or looking to downsize, find your solution at Home Realty. We're the downsizing specialists who make your transitions seamless. From discovering the perfect space to selling your current home, we're here for you. Plus, we know how first impressions count. Home can help you update your home before selling, ensuring you get the best value. Don't pay anything until closing. Home Realty, that's HOMAPT.com, or call 612-655-2324 to get started today. Hi, this is Katie Shahan with the Yarlo Home Cringe Show, and I'm here with Rich Kerner, owner of Watts Electric. Rich, tell us a little bit about Watts.
We are a family-owned electrical contractor here in Minnesota, and we can help you with any of your electrical needs. From simple to large, we can do it all.
So how do I get in contact with you?
Send us a text at 763-607-6680. That's best because we might have our hands full, but give us a call too.
Or I can reach you at wattselectricmn.com.
At Cura Home, we visit our clients' homes once a quarter, taking care of everything you're supposed to be doing as a perfect homeowner, but we all know we neglect. From cleaning your dryer vent, AC unit, refrigerator coil, to providing all your filters, we can take care of your home with our quarterly visits. Additionally, We offer one-time services like air duct cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, and AC unit cleaning. Visit our website at curahome.com. That's KURAHOME.com, or give us a call, 612-503-4050.
Prepare to revolutionize your home management game with a touch of cutting-edge technology. Do you own a home and love exploring the latest technology? Hi, I'm Katie Shahan, creator of the Yarlo app. Yarlo is a free app that lets you keep track of all your home maintenance improvements and remodeling documents. Add your receipts and warranty information so all your data is at your fingertips. Throw away the paper and join the paperless revolution. Download the Yarlo app or visit yarlo.com today. That's YARLOW.
Welcome back to the Yarlo Home Cringe Show. We're here. We just listened to Xcel Energy give us some awesome rebate tips and what to expect from your energy provider. And now we are going to be talking with Nick Hickman with Monkey Wrench Plumbing about rebates that plumbers can help you with as far as energy and gas. And preparing for the fall. It's starting to get a little bit cooler out, and we're just going to have some quick reminders on the best way to winterize your home. Hey, Nick, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Katie?
I'm hanging in there, getting ready for fall.
Yeah, it was chilly this morning for sure. It's coming.
Yeah, but no frost on the window yet, right?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Good. All right, well, Nick has been on our show before, but we are going to do another fast pitch with him so our listeners get to know him even better. So, Nick, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So we're going to go through what areas of the Twin Cities you service again.
I don't know, we go from Norwood all the way to the river to Stillwater. I tell people the 694, 494 loop is where we try to stay, somewhere along there.
What's your favorite winter activity?
Snowshoeing, or I've gotten into running a trap line lately.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's your preferred type of water heater?
Ream, atmospheric gravity vent.
Interesting. Have you ever installed a pool before? Or a hot tub?
My personal house, I've put a hot tub in. I've done autofills and heaters and things like that for pools and hot tubs as well.
Okay. And then, where did you grow up are you originally from Minnesota?
I was born in Minnesota. Then we moved out just west of Chicago, and I lived there for 13 years before returning back to Hopkins in junior high and growing up the rest of the time from there.
So basically a native.
Basically, right.
And then have you ever seen anybody's pipes freeze?
Oh, all the time. Yes. Lots of horror stories.
So, speaking of horror stories, do you have an interesting home cringe moment when it comes to frozen pipes?
We had a call, what was that, 3 or 4 years ago, that really cold winter, and a renter had just started renting a house. He was from California, and he went back to drive back up with his family. He moved a bunch of stuff in, and was flying home to drive back. And he turned the furnace off, not thinking that it's going to freeze, because he wanted to save some energy. So he shut the furnace off, and the landlord got a call saying that they're using an absurd amount of water. So he went over to check, and there was 3 feet of ice in the basement because the floor drains were plugged. Oof. So there was a 3-foot block of ice because he had shut the furnace off, and everything froze up. That's probably the worst I've seen.
So you're saying, don't turn off your furnace in the winter?
Don't turn your furnace off when it's winter in Minnesota, is what I'm saying. Yes. So I do not recommend it.
So there's a vacation setting kind of on your water heater Can you
Yes.
turn that lower, not off, but lower in the wintertime? Or do you recommend just leaving it all alone?
You know, it depends. If I tell people if you're going to be gone for a couple weeks, then you can pop her down, turn on to that vacation setting. It'll keep your water about 80 degrees. You don't really need to keep it up at 120 degrees when no one's home, no one's using it. But if it's one of those things where you're going to forget to turn it back up again, you're only going to save a couple bucks. So it kind of depends on if you're doing it to save gas in general, yes. If you're trying to save a bunch of money, you're not going to save that much money with how efficient the heaters are nowadays, just in general. But
And you don't
I
want to
don't know.
risk freezing something.
Right. Yeah, don't touch your furnace. Let that be. Maybe turn it down. If you're going to turn it down, make sure you have someone that's going to come by the house and check on everything if you're going to be gone for long periods of time.
Speaking of that, I heard a home cringe moment the other day. Our station owner, Chad's parents, I met, and they said that their neighbor did something similar to your cringe story where they left on vacation for Christmas and New Year's, and someone was driving by their house in the daytime and they saw all this water coming out of the front door. And a bathroom on the upstairs the pipes had broken. And so the water leaked from the third floor all the way down to the basement, filled up the basement, and was coming out the front door.
Yeah, it's a lot of water comes out of even the small pipes. And it can do a lot of damage. We've done remodels where supply lines have burst on the third floor and the whole house gets gutted. There was one, like I said before, where the whole basement was under 3 feet of ice because it had frozen. We've seen all sorts of different toilets freezing solid and shattering.
Oh, wow.
And then the water pouring out from there. All sorts of things.
So the best way to prevent your pipes from freezing would be keep your furnace on.
Keep your furnace on. Keep your house warm. And then if you have outdoor faucets, shut those down in the wintertime would be the best suggestion.
So when you say that, you say remove the hose from the spigot.
Correct. Yeah, remove the hose. And then inside, in Minnesota for sure, most states that freeze, there should be a shutoff valve for outdoor faucets, and there should be a little drain port on that shutoff valve. So what you're going to do is you're going to shut the water off inside, go outside, open up that hose spigot, then go back inside and open up that little drain port. And what that's going to do is it's going to put the air behind the water so the water can drain completely out of those lines. The other thing I recommend is you leave that little cap off all winter, put it in a little Ziploc bag or a bucket, zip tie that to the pipe. The reason I say that is if in a week or a couple days you're still getting water dripping out of that port, you know that shutoff valve inside is bad, has gone out, and that happens on occasion. And you want to make sure you know that so it's not filling that pipe up without you knowing. Because if you don't pay attention, it can fill that pipe up, and even if you had done everything correctly, it could still freeze then and burst your line, and you won't know till spring when you turn your water back on. So I always leave those caps off all winter. That way you see if it's still dripping out of there.
That makes sense. I did that one summer or spring. I went to turn my spigots back on, and I forgot that I left them open. So I flooded my front yard and my backyard.
There's also that risk as well, yes.
You just have to remember that part in the springtime.
But it's better to flood the outside than the inside. So
Very true. My water bill is not as much as it would cost to fill up my basement, that's for sure.
Right. Exactly.
All right, let's talk about rebates, because we were just talking to Xcel, and they offer rebates, and they have preferred contractors, but it sounds like almost any contractor can perform a service for you and help you fill out the paperwork to claim your rebate. Does that sound right?
Yeah, so there are certain preferred contractors from Xcel or CenterPoint, your gas electrical company. we are not considered preferred contractor because we haven't taken their classes or done any of the advertising through them. But most of our customers still get rebates. What we always tell people is, when we put in, mostly we see them with water heaters. When we put in a power vent water heater or more efficient water heater, we always tell people contact your gas company or electrical company if it's an electric water heater. See what they need from us and what is eligible for them. Because the rebates change on occasion. So make sure you double check with your utilities company, see what's eligible for rebates, and then find out what they need from us, whether it be a copy of a paid receipt, which obviously we send out all the time as well. Usually what they require is our license number, maybe a permit number to show that we pulled a permit, which we do always also, that sort of stuff. And on top of our invoices or receipts, it has our license number, it has a permit numbers and all that stuff for our permits as well. But usually with our address, our name, obviously, and our license number, that's what they need, the utility companies to make you eligible for those rebates.
Perfect. So if I were to summarize it, it does cost a contractor money to become certified by an energy company. So you could either pay for them to do the paperwork for you, or you can maybe pay a little less as a contractor that's not advertising through the energy company and do the paperwork yourself.
It doesn't always cost extra. The preferred ones, usually there's something that goes hand in hand, not always. But a lot of times there are. Whenever anything's a preferred thing, I always question in the back of my mind, why are they preferred?
Gotcha.
There's
just like you're my preferred plumber.
Right.
Just kidding. Okay, well, we're just to remind our listeners, we're talking with Nick Hickman with Monkey Wrench Plumbing here in the Twin Cities, and you can check out Nick's website at monkeywrench.com?
Monkey Wrench MN, Minnesota. Yep. Monkeywrench.com, I think might be Henry in New Zealand, if I remember correctly. I think that's his website. Yeah.
All right. So monkeywrenchmn.com, and what's your phone number?
763-370-0063.
Perfect. And our parting piece of advice would be to turn off those water spigots, yard spigots this fall, and remember to close them up in the summertime when you reopen them. And there are eligible dryer and water heater rebates if you are looking to switch. So check that out with your local energy company, and hopefully you can save some money and become more energy efficient. Thanks for being on our show, Nick.
All right. Thanks, Katie. Yep.